It's a pleasure to be here with Giovanni Di Folco, a professor inside our module number 12, from claim to dispute boards and arbitration, in our specializing master contract claim and delay management in construction works, for him to briefly introduce himself.
Giovanni, thank you very much for this invitation. A very good initiative from Politecnico Di Milano. Always one of the university in Italy that is always in the front line and ahead of the times. I am a civil engineer with specialty in transportation engineering and heavy civil works. I have a career that spans over 35 years, and obviously I had the pleasure to work always internationally with various construction companies, and I have both construction experience as well as design and supervision of the works. Over the years I have specialized in planning engineering, delay analysis, quantum, claims preparation and management, and over the past 15 years I have had the privilege, together with a partner, to own Techno Engineering and Associates Group, which is a international consulting firm with various offices in Romania, Qatar, Kuwait, Canada and Bulgaria. And we deal with all matters of contract management, construction law, dispute resolution, and obviously training in contract and FIDIC. Our core business is international arbitration, and I am also a FIDIC accredited adjudicator and a FIDIC accredited trainer. And
so who better than you to teach these guys?
I provide obviously the training quite regularly, and an invitation as a visiting professor to such a renowned university is most probably the highlight of my career.
Oh, thank you very much. And would you tell us something about the contents of this lesson, of your lessons and presentation?
This module, which obviously has been advised by others, not by myself, I just agree to it. It's quite interesting because it deals with claims management, so why claim and how a claim should look like, and then it touches on obviously the notifications of claims, the proper preparation of claims submission, and all the nuances of determination by the engineers, all with relevance to FIDIC conditions of contract, especially those of 1999. And I have touched obviously all the various differences of the 2017 second edition of FIDIC red, yellow and silver. It touches on planning, it touches on delay analysis, although another professor has managed to lecture under a previous module. But it was important in order for me to bring to the attention of the various professionals that they are taking on this master, to provide a worked example in real life of claims and the differences between a theoretical approach to delay analysis like impacted as planned versus a forensic approach like as built versus as planned and retrospective window analysis. And I've used one of my current projects by having anonymized the parties to the contract. So real-time lecture on a real-time matter. I've obviously dealt with various parts of the contract, the essential differences regarding clauses that contain a time bar and a condition precedent to those that do not, in order for structuring then the next part of the module that dealt with dispute resolution. And I've touched on the use of dispute boards, the various tiers under the FIDIC contract that start with the engineer determination, the importance of replying to this determination to avoid that they become final and binding. Then the stage of dispute appointment, the commercial part that is covered by the dispute adjudication agreement, all within a FIDIC contract framework in respect of the first edition of 1999. I've touched also on the importance of the dispute board, the standing time, the ad hoc time, the difference between visiting the site and following the projects, and that of basically giving opinions, and then obviously ultimately the role of the adjudicator in giving decision once they are referred to the DAB. I have touched on the procedures, how normally the dispute board proceed, their inquisitorial role, touched obviously on the way that a referral is submitted to the DAB, the various pleadings, what is normal, the hearing, and then after that I moved on to the next stages of notice of dissatisfaction by the parties with the DAB decision, as well as the mandatory period of amicable settlement under subclause 20.5 of the FIDIC contract. The actual time when obviously a party or either party can refer a matter to arbitration. I've dealt with statutory limitation within a civil law environment, and I've touched obviously on the various stages of institutionalized international arbitration under the ICC rules of the Chamber of Commerce of Paris. After that, we dealt with a claim for extension of time regarding a live project in an Eastern European country, and I've provided two analyses, one using the impact as plane in order to show that it's theoretical, the method, it should not be used, even very limited situation is not advisable. I have then shown the major differences that there exist between a theoretical approach and a factual forensic approach that retrospectively examines the effect and going backwards identify the cause of the event. I've touched obviously on matters of as-built critical path, near criticality, and various aspects that the previous module on delay analysis had already touched. I've touched on something that the previous module had not, the effect of a non-working period, like a non-working winter period, on programs, the dispute that can arise, how it's dealt under delay analysis and under general contract law. And then obviously summarized the results of a forensic delay analysis compared to a theoretical one in order to show obviously that the entitlement in a theoretical approach can be much overstated, and obviously engineer employer may award them more time than the contractor is actually entitled to. After that, I've opened the floor for discussions and debate, and I must say all these professionals that are taking this master were very keen, and their questions were very clever. And the previous modules have helped a lot because they were all very competent and aware of the nuances of planning, engineering, delay analysis. Most of them were architects and engineers, so with several years of construction experience, so they were really appreciative of the module. All in all, I think that the module was well balanced within the whole master, and I think this will be successful for future initiatives like this by the Politecnico Di Milano, and hopefully by other universities in Italy and Europe for that matter.
So a busy day for our students, lots of information, and surely very, very helpful. We hope also for the next edition of this master, and for everyone who needs some information about it. Thank you, Giovanni, and
I thank you. It's been a pleasure.